Hi, Mom. Hi, chill guy. I had to get out and come back in. Gotta get viewers. You guys have any rent free? Las dos estamos trabajando. Yes. I'm so sad. I have to work for a living. Ah, no tengo candela. No tenía un ponytail. A ver si mañana voy para la piscina. Para mañana ya lavármelo. Cuando salga a la piscina. Dice que el sábado supuestamente me van a venir. How you get up? What do you mean? Supuestamente el sábado dicen que van a venir a cambiarme el toilet. Eso es lo que dicen. Veremos si es verdad o mentira. What do you mean, chill guy? I'm so confused, honey. What do you mean? Chill guy, make sure you like this live stream. It helps me out so much. I love you. How you get up? What do you mean how I get up? By getting up. What do you mean? I'm so sorry, chill guy. I don't get it. St. Augustine, Florida. That's crazy. How you get what? Hi, Con. I had to log out and log back in. Con, I'm trying to get these hours. I'm trying to people come and see me. How are you doing, Con? What happened? Yo no puedo ir al pool hoy. Voy al church. Sí, pero hoy no, mañana maybe. We will see. Maybe mañana por la noche cuando salga yo del trabajo. Y el viernes voy a tu casa a arreglarte lo de tu carro. This news reports, dude, this girl in St. Augustine literally like almost got kidnapped. I know. I'm gonna start doing lives. I think my live hours are gonna start changing. I think I'm gonna start going live at 8 a.m. Would that time work for you, Chill Guy and Con? If I start doing lives at 8:30 a.m. and then at 8:30 p.m. I think that's what I'm gonna start doing moving forward. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Because I definitely think a lot more people watch me. How do you send experience points? Oh, I don't do it. I have no idea. I think it's YouTube, but you don't have experience points because you're a moderator. Do you want me to take you off from being a moderator? You miss my kitty cats? I'm gonna start doing lives with them. I think that'll be fun. Like come watch my cat eat or something like that. I think that would be super cool. Yeah, but you're a moderator. so I don't see you getting any experience points. It's up to you. You want me to keep you as a moderator or want me to remove you as a moderator? Guys, again, fam, don't forget to drink water, reset your minds, protect your peace. Just saying. Be kind to your body and to your brain. Your peace is expensive. Don't let anyone discount it. Okay. You'll stay mod. I love that. Love that for you. At least that Republicans don't kill us. At least 34 arrested in Senate protest. That's crazy. But the big beautiful bill did pass, and it's so bad for the economy. So bad for everything. So if you guys are living under a rock, idiot President Trump unfortunately passed a stupid bill called the Big Beautiful Bill that is so horrible. Guys, don't forget to like this video. There's 7 people watching me. You should have 7 likes, please. It helps your girl out so much. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. So yeah, I was thinking about going live for 8:30 to 8:30 and 9:30. So yeah, basically the law went into effect the 4th of July. Let me explain to you guys. It's a massive budget reconciliation. It's sweeping cuts on social programs like Medicaid, SNAP. And it's crazy because the majority of people on food stamps are Trump supporters, which is mind-boggling to me. How are you guys going to vote against your own best interests? To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Absolutely, Con. I couldn't agree with that more. So yeah, they're going to expand the defense and immigration enforcement, which whatever, but they're also messing up the clean energy tax credit. So yeah, it's crazy. It's also going to add 3 to 5. It's like 3 to 4.5 trillion, not million, not billion, trillion dollars to the federal deficit over the next decade, which is absolutely disgusting and crazy. But we're still cutting Medicaid and SNAP. I don't take food stamps. I don't have food stamps, but hey, who am I to judge? There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I mean, I just hope everyone that voted for him has the next 4 years they deserve. It is what it is. That's what you guys voted for. We gotta respect it, but it's crazy. So crazy. So how are we gonna have Medicaid and SNAP rollbacks yet have more debt? Okay, chill guy, we'll wait for you. And the major issue is, why are we giving these billionaires tax breaks? So we're literally giving tax breaks for the wealthy. If we tax the wealthy, I'm pretty sure we could kill 1,000% that freaking debt that we have, which is like never ending. So it's basically disproportionate benefits for the top 1% and corporations like big banks, oil companies, luxury real estate developers. They get more breaks while the middle class, working class get literal crumbs. So yeah, crazy, so crazy. So it's basically like trickle-down economics that really never trickles down. And we do have incentives here in America, like for solar, wind, EVs, and climate research, which is basically going to shit. It's crazy. So yeah, it's bad for the planet and future generations, but nobody cares because the Trump cult is real and everyone's blinded by him. He like raped a 13-year-old girl and he's on the Epstein list, but nobody talks about that. He was literally besties with Epstein. And people are questioning themselves why less and less people are having kids in America. Let's not even begin to talk about how they polluted our food and drinking water. But anyways, yeah. Keke is killing it. I want to see this. She needs way more views than what she has. Damn, Keke's grown. Did you guys see the final chapter, Stranger Things, teaser 5? I feel like I want to watch all the episodes again. Yes, Con, we know. You're very philosophical. I'm watching the trailer for Stranger Things. Are they trying to talk to the other side? What is going on? It's gonna be good. November? We gotta wait till November? That's crazy. Are you guys excited for Stranger Things though? Wow, 11 is so grown up. That's so crazy. It's so crazy that this made her famous. I literally want to watch all the seasons again. It looks very good. It looks very interesting. A little shot glasses. This looks good. Ooh. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that the thing at what cost must be attained. Trump government will finish one day. Yeah, It is. It just sucks that it's fucking up everybody else's stuff. But hey, each to their own. That's what the people voted for. Majority wins, unfortunately, because a lot of people are sheep. But hey, who are we to judge, you know? Damn. She was over here writing. Giving Whitney Houston vibes. I hate it when I answer and there's like just nobody there. Hi, Trend. Hola, how are you, honey? Keke's killing it. Thank you, Trent, for liking it. I appreciate you, honey bunny. Because I'm gonna do a reaction video when I get home. I gotta like react to this Keke drama. Like, I love it. I definitely feel like all these songs have to do with her baby daddy, if you get what I'm saying. And I think we gotta watch.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop. I have to.
On the evening of October 28th, 2023, the Orange County Sheriff's Office responded to the Aquatica Water Park in Orlando, Florida for reports of a disorderly man. The man was found to be arguing with park security and refusing their orders to leave. Watch as what should have been a fun family outing turns into an arrest and trip to the hospital.
Okay, you know what? My bad. But no, I need you to the front. And just keep walking. I'm walking. You need to keep moving off the property, then you can touch the wall. Keep going. Listen to me. I'm walking. Okay, you know what? Stop right here and listen to me very carefully. It's going to be the last time. I will put my hands on you. Okay. And it's going to be a handcuff taking me down if you don't keep walking. Do you understand? Then start walking. That's the last time I'm going to tell you. I got to turn you. You ain't going to be security now. Okay, keep walking. Keep going. Let's go.
That's crazy. People don't know how to act in public. That's crazy, though. You guys, look at this Santa hat. Obsessed.
I'm going to run. I'm not stopping. I'm walking. But I just let you know I have borrowed money and I have freedom of stuff on my phone. You're trespassing. And I'm being nice to let you walk off.
You are being nice to letting him walk off.
Right here. Well, you should have been more respectful and go to guest services instead of getting in their faces. You're not going to get it. It don't matter. I do nothing wrong. I know it's against the law to touch anybody against battery. You're already committed a crime a long time ago. Thomas, let her feel. Where's your car at? Where's your car at? It don't matter. It does matter. But you're still on the property.
It's crazy.
Go, keep walking. Trespass, 68, 100 water play way.
'Crazy. So yeah, you guys, what do you guys think about that? I'm gonna go ahead and do a Stranger Thing live review, so that way you guys can watch Stranger Things with me. And I'm also gonna do. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do Stranger Things and the Keke Palmer one.
In my last video, I shared the important. Well, I was there's quite a few beauty pageants in my day, and there have been many memorable moments, but I never think that moment happened.
I actually just recently moved to Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay, so still representing South Carolina. I love it. Well, before we talk about what happened to.
Polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is? I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education in South Africa and Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for us.
Thank you very much, South Carolina. Hey, what goes through your mind when you watch that back?
Did you have any?
Oh gosh, it's almost surreal. It's like that wasn't even me. It's an out-of-body experience. At least one that I'm having now. I'm like, oh, who is that? Oh, she's cute. Oh, poor thing.
You don't need a second job. You just need to
I like
learn
her
how to talk to
response.
AI. It's 2025. AI can build a pro-level.
As a host, they specifically tell me that you're not allowed to say anything or help the contestant at all. Because I so wanted to because I could tell obviously there was a miscommunication or you didn't understand. I so wanted to help you.
I hope Nicki Minaj does not call out SZA.
Because then you could be disqualified.
Guys, we've got to talk about the drama going on between SZA and Nicki Minaj. Nicki was coming for SZA on Twitter yesterday, and we're going to break down
Nicki Minaj is old news. And everyone started hating her.
what the heck is going on here.
Literally.
SZA and Nicki basically
It's
hopped
crazy.
online yesterday. It was coming for Top Dog Entertainment president Terrence Henderson. Nicki started tweeting, LOL, y'all remember that man from TDE who kept bullying me on Twitter for no reason? We have the receipts, LOL. I never even responded to him. What was his name again, y'all? I'm going to give him a nickname. I'm going to call him minus 30 million from now on. Hashtag justice for Amor. And it seems she was calling him minus 30 million because he represents SZA, and it was being reported that there were 30 million streams that were being removed from SZA's album as Spotify was removing artificial streaming. The hashtag in all of her posts, according to Billboard, are also referring to Rock Nation CEO Desiree Perez and her daughter Damori Hadley, who claimed in a recent lawsuit that her mother had her unlawfully institutionalized in mental health blessed night, successful I've ever been. Get some epic persons online, then started to warn SZA, Amor, hashtag deposition Perez, liar, liar, pants on fire, sounding like an epic dead dog. SZA then said, I don't give an F about none of that weird issue poppin'. Nicki said, looking and sounding like she got stung by an effing bee, draws on my fake freckles, hashtag justice for Demori. Fans online then started to warn
This
SZA
light is
about
crazy.
coming at Nicki and her fan base, warning that she would be leaving in tears, to which she said, I get bullied by millions online every day, then step my butt out on a packed stadium tour where people show me real love. In real life, my parents are healthy and I'm the most successful I've ever been. Get some epic perspective and bark at the wall. To which someone said, girl, you on a joint tour, do that ish, solo, I wanna see something. SZA then quote tweeted this post from Poptins that said, SZA's SOS tour has grossed $100 million. SZA joins Tina Turner, Beyonce, and Rihanna as the only black woman to achieve the milestone with a tour. And she said, what the F you wanna see? Let me know. SZA then said, LMAO, let me go back to being calm, shy, and meek. Y'all have a blessed night. See you tomorrow for night 2 Paris. Nicki then said, shut up, ugly, hashtag justice for Demori.
I'm just here watching some YouTube videos. That's what I'm doing. What are you doing? What are you up to? Sorry, baby, I just saw your message. It just popped up. That was weird.
Back and leg, it's fat, chubby, and skinny at the same time. That always be a wide island.
This is the world's newest luxury.
Fortunate news that my best tenant has fallen from grace and stopped paying rent. In spite of being crippled by debt and previously evicted, she managed to pay me rent in full for 7 months straight, and she proved that she always finds a way, which encouraged me to give her leniency to pay. But as the days pass, the prospects of payment have gotten worse. If you want to hear the full timeline of how we ended up here, I'll link the previous video in the description. My roommate Claire has been flying under my radar. I've been so focused on my own stuff that I've been completely unaffected by her presence. At least that's what I had been telling myself, until I recently sat down to decide how long I should give her before she has to leave. I started really reconsidering exactly how much her tenancy is worth to me. She takes up the second biggest room in my house. I could use that as a guest room instead of making my guests sleep on the couch when they visit. I currently have a friend living in the smaller bedroom, and we share a bathroom since there's only 2 in the house. We could each have private bathrooms if we reclaimed hers. At the moment, there's 6 cars parked in my house. Don't ask why, but 2 of them are parked in the backyard because Claire is taking up a parking space in the driveway. I could use that spot. Also, her cat is actually like feral. Like, he hisses and scratches and yowls, and he can't be around other cats, so I can't even adopt one of my own yet until he moves out. Or him and his owner moves out. I guess he wouldn't go on his own. We also have to keep our bedroom doors closed, or else he'll come in and literally just attack us unprovoked. And it would be nice if the furniture wasn't being torn up by him scratching it or getting covered in fur. Not to mention, I still haven't gone nose blind to the smell of cat piss in my house.
Man, it sure would suck if you were seriously injured while climbing this ladder. But if you are seriously injured, your case could be worth millions.
Without time-consuming appointments, paperwork, upfront costs, and just reliving the traumatic event over and over. Insurance companies often lowball clients' claims, but if you become Morgan's client, they will fight to get you the money you deserve for getting hurt. They've achieved significant verdicts in the past couple months for victims involved in a huge plethora of injuries, including life-altering car crashes. Like $12 million in Florida, which is 34 times the highest insurance offer, $26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times the highest insurance offer. One client was happened. When Claire was paying rent, she could go unnoticed by me in spite of being under the same roof. And even though my other roommates have smelled, which is a lease violation, and she moved in with 2 cats instead of 1, which is a lease violation, and she moved into the wrong room, which is a lease violation, and her car leaks oil on my driveway, which is a lease violation. These are all small things that I was cognizant of, but I couldn't be asked to actually care. I just ignored it, whatever. I got other stuff I'd rather focus on. And I'm totally aware that nobody's perfect, simply because I myself was not a great tenant when renting out homes in the past. I would see what I could get away with. And now, as a landlord who's had pretty bad tenants, I'm aware it could be way worse than it is right now. But once I made myself sit down and really consider the value she brings, I started realizing all these very minor inconveniences have really been piling up on top of one another. and they may no longer be worth $700 a month to me.
Go herping
And okay,
is the
especially
name
not
of
worth
this
$0
video.
a month to me, not including the expenses she adds on to my utilities. It turns out that nearly 2 months of non-payment is the straw that breaks the camel's back and made me realize
2
I can
months,
no longer
wow.
delay the inevitable.
Did you know that you can have permanent teeth
That's
in
2 months
just
too
24
long.
That's right. Only 24 hours and your new smile is red.
I wanted this to be the ultimate roommate success story where we stick it out, Claire achieves her goals by leveraging a cheap room in my house, but unfortunately I just don't believe it'll ever happen. She moved in on a 6-month lease with plans to actually leave the country and migrate to Europe. She needed an affordable base that helped open up her resources so she can get a passport, get a visa, and save up money to make the move happen. But after a total of 9 months now living with her, I'm sad to report that she's in a worse financial position today than she was when she moved in. The silver lining is that while her goals were not achieved, luckily mine were, and that roommates helped me pay off debt and save up cash once again. But Claire went from having cash on hand to running her accounts into the negatives again. Her car went from functional to rotting in my driveway. Her income went from $11 an hour part-time to $19 an hour full-time to $0. She
Damn,
no
that
longer
sucks.
has a vehicle to DoorDash in the way she used to. Her babysitting gigs are now on hold because of summer break, and she refuses to work at McDonald's or any food, but she said McDonald's. This has selfishly been a very interesting
That's not okay.
experience
You
for
get whatever
myself
job
as
you can
well,
get, point blank,
because I went
period.
from heavily involving myself in a few friends' lives to trying to help and basically dig them out of the holes they were in. But this time, I'm just observing. I'm just on the sidelines. I never intervene. I never offer advice or support to Claire. If she asks for something, yeah, I'll do it. But I just give her a room and have the displeasure of watching her slip farther and farther each month. Claire's offered to help more around the house, and some people suggested I even hire her the way I've hired other friends. For example, she offered to help me assemble new furniture and paint the house and even do yard work. But I decided upon her move-in that I'd never grow our dynamic past landlord-tenant. I wasn't willing to work with her. I wasn't willing to be a friend of hers. I just wanted to be housemates. And this was to ensure I don't get off track from why I rented rooms out to strangers in the first place. So I declined all of her offers. After making progress on painting the living room ourselves, I went on a day trip to South Carolina to drive my friend to buy a new car. During the drive there, we talked about my options, and I decided that even if she does pay rent in full and were to get back on track, I realized it's time to wrap it up. It's time to end my roommate saga for good.
That's why I like to
tell
lease on
Claire
my
to
own
consider
terms,
things
in my own
and give
name.
her a 30 days notice. But I want to make it as easy on her as possible without inconveniencing myself, because I know she is in a pretty terrible spot. So I decided to forgive the money she owes, give her a final 1-month lease at no cost. I'll cover 2 months of utilities out of pocket. And if she wishes, I'm going to get her car repaired and help her with the move out. I was both really excited with this plan to get underway, because then I could reclaim my bedroom and get going with new projects. But I was also kind of dreading the actual moment of having to tell her, because I know it's going to be a big deal. She's about to lose possibly her only stability. But to ensure I don't put this off or beat around the bush, I decided I would just tell her. The next moment I see her, no delaying, be nice, but just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
We pulled up to the house around midnight, but for some reason all the lights are on and some of the windows are open, which is pretty unusual. I could hear music playing before we opened the front door, and surprise!
Don't tell me she had a party.
Claire's smiling. She's covered in paint, and she says, I saw you guys left the paint out, so I decided I'd take care of it for you. She painted the entire living room. I'm like, I'm speechless. She probably assumed I was speechless because of the incredible paint job, but no, in reality, it's because I walked in this door, taking a deep breath, so I could tell her she has 30 days to leave. I think I said something like, this is crazy, as in, this is crazy awkward and also kind of hilarious. But Claire responds, yeah, I know, I didn't get all the way to the top because I was scared I'd fall off the ladder and nobody was here to, take me to the hospital if I fall. But all in all, yeah, I'd say I made a lot of progress. The timing of this was actually insane. Claire lost her savings. She lost her car. She lost her job. And now I have to tell her she's losing the very house that she just painted. I couldn't do it. She was in such a good mood, and she was so proud to show off the work she did. I couldn't.
You guys.
Tell her, the day prior, she was in a pretty bad mood. She actually stormed in the front door and she was yelling. Not at me, but just she was angry. Because she didn't get the Starbucks job she wanted. She blamed the manager, and it was at the top of her list because she wanted to work somewhere like queer friendly, is what she said. I don't know. So today was the day that she had finally been in a good mood for a while. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to be the one to ruin it this go around. But you know what? We're not doing it today. I can't do it. We at least need to wait till tomorrow. So I thanked her for the painting, even though I did ask her to not paint. But it's whatever. I went to bed.
You already know the power of funding. Now imagine adding a business funding solution that increases your income without changing your core business, all while helping business.
The next morning, I wake up around 8 a.m. She's usually awake by now, so I went downstairs to give her the news. Okay, I kind of forgot she's unemployed and started sleeping in recently. God damn, she's a sleepyhead. After 5 hours, she left her room. She was on her phone and she went outside. My friend stops by my house to pick something up and he waves at her on the front porch. He's the one that I was talking to on the drive yesterday. She's in a room and a towel wrapped around her head, looking like the ghost of Squidward. He whispers to me and asks if I've told her the news yet, and I say no. She literally just woke up at 1 p.m. And he goes, oh, she's like unemployed. He thinks this is all hilarious and feels bad, but also laughs at my misfortune before wishing me luck and leaving. She comes inside a few minutes later and starts telling me about how her tire's flat again on her car, how she still doesn't have a job, how she missed more interviews, but she does have more interviews lined up.
I had my phone interview for the, and that went really well. I had to reschedule my in-person to make up place because, surprise, surprise.
Oh,
The one I just replaced like 2 months ago.
oh, a different one. Wait,
Yeah, it's not the same one we just fixed, thankfully, but that was 2 months ago and had less. But I did your interview, went really well. Just gonna email me some times to go in person and to go and figure out like placement stuff. So,
yeah, I'm so bad just for the car was.
yeah,
I really don't want to make it worse, but I can be on vacation at another place. So, my thinking was, you just want to just for free. And places, you know, utilities, but in the last month, luckily, I don't really need the money.
okay.
But it's such an awful time. We're looking to hire
Yeah.
which I feel bad because I gave them time and stuff.
Right. Well, me and my friend were looking at trying to find something in August anyway, so, yeah. So, I'll just talk to them when they come back down. Yeah. And hopefully we'll be able to figure something out there. So,
Yeah, so I can help. Like I'm
Yeah.
and work with them and figure it out and make sure it's working as much as possible.
appreciate it.
Even moving stuff like I have a trailer for that now. Basically,
Yeah. Much appreciated.
yeah.
Because it's one of those where it's like was nice and had an okay savings built up and then
Yeah.
the car did what the car does and killed it.
And of course, the visual making, like, it's like across the board and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about property for stuff.
Right.
Crazy, so crazy. Poor girl. It sucks to be in that position, but I think she took it really well, and he told her really nicely.
Is the end game. That being up here is the only key to success. But what if I told you the real power in being creative happens behind the screen? What if I told you there is more than one way to make it? Coco Jones has been everywhere. Oh, so random. Did you know the supermodels of the 90s once came together and launched the world's first fashion cafe? Do you guys remember that you may associate with internet?
Yeah. Right now it's just like I just need the card function. Okay, and I'll just get a job. Because once I have income, I fix the things that cause issues. Like,
She honestly took it well, but I could tell she had some internal panic in her face, which is completely understandable, I would say. But I'm gonna be real. I expected this to go badly. After all, I've shared this home with
I hate the color that he's
past
painting the
few
house.
years,
I like the
and
previous
the
color.
majority of them have threatened me with suicide. You could say I have a type. My roommate just got home, so the question is, do I wait till she leaves again tomorrow, or do I ASMR this? I actually added a board to the kitchen a few weeks ago. It's the days since a roommate threatened to counter. While I added it for comedic effect on the surface, I genuinely hoped it would be a reminder to Claire to not try the same thing. In fact, she started updating the board each day, which was kind of hilarious, and I appreciated that. And I'm happy to say that while delivering the news was awkward, she didn't blame or threaten me. She just accepted the news and went outside again to wait for her friend to arrive and help her get her tire replaced. She didn't come home until late that night, and I actually didn't see her for the entire day, which was spent very quietly in her room. No TV playing, no music, the lights weren't even on. She closed the door all the way, usually it's open. I didn't even think she was home until I heard the door creak open so she could feed her screaming basically cat. The day after this, my friend that lives with me, the other victim, was in the living room when Claire got home. He greeted her and asked how she's doing, and she pretended he wasn't there. She literally just kept her head down and didn't respond. Now, ever since Ethan moved in a few weeks ago, we were in the common areas a lot, and so Claire was hanging out with us nearly daily. We'd get home with food, and she, well, didn't have any food, but she'd hang out at the table and chat. Actually, speaking of, Ethan noticed that she left her first grocery receipt in a few weeks laid out on the kitchen table for it was clearly visible. Now, we could be wrong, but it seems like she left it out to show us how little food she was eating. But after I told her that she had 30 days to leave, she started looking.
It's Pod's last sale of the summer. Save up
Okay,
to
let me finish this
25%
up so I
on
can go
moving and
home.
storage until July
Through us. I didn't try to talk to her, but now we could be wrong, but it seems like she left it out to show us how little food she was eating. But after I told her that she had 30 days to leave, she started looking through us. I didn't try to talk to her, but anytime I'd say hello or even just try to wave to her, like when I was doing yard work and I waved as she walked outside, she looked at me but she just ignored me. She used to always talk to her cat when he meows, but now she just feeds him in silence. She would have a friend or two over pretty often, but there haven't been any guests as of late. She stopped joining us for meals, she stopped watching TV in the living room, and she stopped offering her assistance with projects. She even stopped doing the dishes, like she had been doing them just as like a thanks for giving me more time. We've officially run out of clean dishes because they piled so high, and it was after I delivered the news that she stopped updating the days since the threat counter on the whiteboard. I can't complain. I'm just grateful she's not screaming, crying, and threatening me. Always talk to her cat when he meows, but now she just feeds him in silence. She would have a friend or two over pretty often, but there haven't been any guests as of late. She stopped joining us for meals, she stopped watching TV in the living room, and she stopped offering her assistance with projects.
Why should
She
she?
stopped doing the dishes, like she had been doing them just as like a thanks for giving me more time. We've officially run out of clean dishes because they piled so high, and it was after I delivered the news that she stopped updating the days since the threat counter on the whiteboard. I can't complain. I'm just grateful she's not screaming, crying, and threatening me. If the worst that happens is she just pretends I'm invisible for the next 30 days, I can live with that. As long as she actually leaves. Hopefully she doesn't squat, oh god. But I do still think it's a bit silly she's giving me the silent treatment, considering I'm the guy that just gave her 60 days of free rent, waived all utilities, and offered to cover her car repairs and free moving labor. But at the end of the day, she can do what she wants. She doesn't have that it's clear she's a survivalist. She knows how to protect herself and always finds a solution to her problems. Really why I was so surprised she fell behind on rent. She had proven herself as someone that always finds a way, but it's like she had a personality switch, where she began blaming others, not taking responsibility, just slacking, and going on random tangents about white and cisgendered people, whatever the that means. It sucks, but I do wonder if this outcome was inevitable, even though it would have been great to see her achieve dreams of escaping the United States and starting a new life in Europe. She's literally still here as I make this video. Obviously, there's a freaking ASMR in it. So I do have this underlying feeling that she's gonna crash out or try squatting or something. But hopefully, she moves out peacefully and doesn't give up on her goals. But we'll see what happens. This video is sponsored by Vitae. Well, I didn't want this to be a video I'm making, but I'm gonna be blunt. Things are looking bad in the roommate department of my life. Since January of last year, I've shared my home with 6 different people, and it's been an absolute roller coaster of crash outs. I thought I had found the diamond in the rough, the underdog on Craigslist. If you watched my second roommate saga, you'll know this person as Claire. Her development was super interesting, because on paper, she had the worst application I ever received. Thousands in collections, a bad credit score, no references, jumping around minimum wage jobs, and a hardly functional vehicle with a daily bank account balance in the negative.
Hi, welcome back. Hello. You wanted me to go on live so bad and you took forever to log in. I'm about to log off, girl. Where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been?
And to everyone's surprise, including my own, she proceeded to pay on time or early for 7 months straight. I didn't even have to ask for rent. It would just spawn in my Cash App, no questions asked. And experiencing this after multiple roommates who acted like I was the spawn of Satan for asking for at least half the rent they owe, it was a breath of fresh air. Now, are Claire and I good friends? No. Honestly, I wouldn't even call her an acquaintance. Our relationship is only as deep as Landlord, Tenant, or maybe...
Girl, it's not about please or not please. I gotta go. But anyways, we can talk in the meantime. I'm gonna stay on for 5 more minutes just for you. That's how much I love you.
Still doesn't even know what I do for a living. Our personalities are total opposites, and we agree on next to nothing, like morally, or politically, or socially. But it didn't matter. It hasn't mattered in the slightest. She mostly keeps to herself. She's relatively clean and quiet. And honestly, there's entire weeks where I kind of forget she even exists. Okay, but enough about that, because that's not why you're here. That's not why I'm recording this video while she's out of the house. We have gathered on this very day because she's been living here rent-free for an entire month. So Claire signed a 6-month lease when she moved in, which in hindsight, I regret doing because this was the same lease I had my other tenant sign, who you may know as Milo, which made keeping Milo out a total nightmare. But anyway, yeah, 6-month lease, $650 a month plus utilities, so about $730 a month cash to me every 30 days. And as the 6 months approached an end, I asked Claire if she was planning on moving out or if she'd like to stay longer. And she requested more time because she was financially not yet where she wanted to be in order to continue on with her life independently of mine. And so I was like, okay, cool. We let the lease roll into a month-to-month agreement, meaning she simply pays up front and receives 30 days of housing in return. Rinse and repeat every month. But there's one tiny problem, one itty-bitty problem.
I don't know. I'm thinking about changing my lives. I think I'm gonna start doing lives at 8:30 a.m.
Which was her 7th month of tenancy at my house.
8:30 a.m. and then 8:30 p.m.
But a couple weeks into month 7, I came home from picking up Domino's right as Claire was about to leave. I said, hey, what's up? And she said, I'm on my way to an interview. And I was like, okay, cool. Upgrading from your current job? And Claire goes, no. I was fired like 2 weeks ago. And I say, oh, that sucks. Well, good luck. And I start walking upstairs with my pizza, and she goes, haven't you wondered why I've been home for the past 2 weeks straight? And I say no. Why was I supposed to? And she goes, oh, I guess not. Okay, yeah, good luck. People are always asking me like, oh, how's your tenant doing? I don't know. I have no idea. Sometimes I don't even know if she's alive. She just doesn't come home for a couple days. People assume that we're like BFFs, or some people even ship us as a couple, but no, this is our first conversation in the entire month, and we didn't talk again until 2 weeks later. It was the beginning of her 8-month living with me. So I'm like, yeah, you haven't sent any money yet, so I assume you're still unemployed. And she goes, yep. And I say, okay, that sucks. Well, honestly, if this happened last year, I'd honestly have to just get the lease and ask you to leave, because I would need to give that room to someone else. But because I'm financially in a better spot now, I can give you some leniency and just wait a bit longer for you to pay, as long as you make up what's owed. And she's like, okay, that's perfect. And she tells me about various interviews she's got coming up. Some of which
How are you, honey, though? What are you doing?
$1,000 a year.
Yeah, sure, we'll do that.
We actually started talking every
How are you, though?
because she would get home and tell me about how interviews went, but unfortunately, the updates were not good. The high-paying jobs turned out to be stuff like door-to-door sales with inflated commission-based estimates with no base salary, and the jobs more in her league were filling positions before she could get interviews. Or I'm just gonna say up front, I've never had a job or even done an interview before. I genuinely have no idea what it takes to get hired, but apparently it was going bad. Supposedly, allegedly, it was hard. Like, she had 4 interviews one day, and they were all at legitimate places, some of which I had heard of, and they were paying between like $15 to $23 an hour, and she didn't get any of them, like not even Starbucks. So I was like, okay, that sucks, but yeah, just keep me updated, I guess. It was at this point that I think she felt it was important to prove that she was putting in effort, so she gives me an updated number of Indeed applications every day, which went from 300 to 500, and then 800, eventually touching 1,000 Indeed applications. I have no idea what an Indeed application is, so this really didn't help reassure me at all. To me, it sounds like the same as like swiping on Tinder. Like, well, I swiped on 1,000 girls, but also I'm just really fucking ugly. Like, I don't know if applying on Indeed means anything. One day, she started getting really frustrated and fatigued from applying on Indeed. She complained that a low-end job at a farm as an animal care technician required a cover letter. And she goes, I'm not writing a cover letter for a farm. I have no idea what a cover letter is. I had to but apparently you just like write like a customized like, hey, I'm Alex. I freaking love farm animals. I don't know. She didn't want to write cover letters apparently. So I just straight up asked her why it was so hard for her to get a job. Like, I didn't ask in an accusatory way, but I was basically like, okay, Claire, I don't get it. Having a job is like the most basic thing people do, and you seem to be having a lot of trouble. Like, what's the bottleneck here that you're having? She brought up a handful of reasons, including AI screenings, deleting her applications before a real human even reads them, and employers hiring people before she can actually go in for her interview. Basically, her car kept breaking down, and so she was missing like all these in-person interviews, and she gets stranded on the side of the road before she even makes it to the place. So she ended up resorting to phone interviews instead. She continued complaining about the difficulty of getting a job, but exclaimed that she's going to keep trying because, quote, I'm not going to work at McDonald's. Okay, so my question was what the bottleneck was, and she didn't give me a direct answer, but I feel like this told me well enough. And I could be wrong, but I think she was being too picky. I think she was being a choosy beggar. The thing is, Claire's upgraded jobs over the past year from 9 to 11 to 19 an hour. And so, as she's looking for a new job, it seems like she's either looking to match the 19 an hour or exceed what she made the past few months. She went from customer service with weird like part-time shifts, sometimes it was third shift, but she then went to working in an office from 9 to 5 on a consistent 40-hour schedule. She got into a groove, she was making decent money, and she got a taste of the office life. I worry she's not willing to step back into these lower-tier jobs. Well, actually, I don't worry.
How are you, though? Thank you, honey. I'm at work.
I guess it's true. I guess my hypothesis was true.
I'm at work, but I'm about to clock out and head out.
Data and God. Now, when she was saying this, the first thing I thought of was my personal McDonald's location, where the employees literally watch these videos.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, honey. You're the sweetest. Okay, that works. We're about to head out. How was your day though? How was Monday? I can't because as soon as I get, you're new here, huh? You're new on my lives. Nice to meet you. So the issue is I'm at work, and when I leave work, I lose signal in the parking lot because I don't know, there's just like no signal. So plus I do drive and stream, but it's not something I love doing. Because it can be dangerous, you feel me? So there's that. You know what I'm trying to say, girl? So I can't take you with me. I'm sorry, boo-boo. But I may be on tonight at 8:30. I think I'm gonna start doing that lives at 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. All right, honey. Well, you have a great night. I may or may not see you. I don't want to make any promises because I don't like breaking promises, but good night. Hearts, hearts, hearts.